It's 6 o'clock, like call the meeting and the board of trustees, all the meetings in order. Our first item of business is the pledge. You all right?
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Trevor, can you do the roll call, please?
Christina Eshelman. Here. Kurt Flickinger.
Here.
I'm here. David Kaufman.
Here.
Don Lincoln.
Here.
John Payne.
Here.
Brian Topping.
Here.
Jessica McFarland. Gretchen Thomas.
Here.
And Scott Cromer.
Here. Our next item on the agenda is a special board recognition. We have Northwood High School FFA with us tonight. I'll turn it over to them.
Good evening, everyone. We're here today representing the Northwood FFA chapter. I'm Avery Hess, currently serving as your 2026-2027 student advisor. So this year we've had so much success over the past summer, and through the we had livestock judging. Our livestock judging team consists of myself, Ella Hazley, Presley Zaring, and Eli Herzl. This year we placed 8th overall as a team at the state contest, and we were gracefully given the opportunity to go to compete in Nebraska. In May, this sent us to the Nationals in September, so we'll be traveling to Nebraska for the Exarban Stock Show.
Hi, I'm Lily Elmore, currently serving as your 2026-2027 Vice President. For our dairy judging team, we also had a great year. The team consisted of Ella Hazley, Presley Zaring, Caitlin Lamb, and Avery Hess. At the state convention in June, they placed 2nd overall, and they will go to a national contest. They will be going to the North America International Livestock Expedition in November.
We also went to the state FFA convention this year, and Ella Hazley was elected as one of our District 5 presidents. Eli was one of the many members that competed, and he received a state-winning title for extemporaneous speaking. But unfortunately, since he was in the freshman division, he does not move on to nationals, but fingers crossed for next year. And we also had a record high number for 9 members getting their Hoosier degrees this year, which is a record for our chapter, and we are very excited for all of our members. People watch on all of our social media to see what we're doing.
Not too long after we got back from state convention, county fair started up, and we had Presley Zaring, who won 5th overall market steer and reserve champion market goat weather at the Kosciuszko County Fair. Camden Anderson won lightweight champion dairy market goat. Avery Hess won grand champion gilt, grand champion barrow, and reserve grand champion market steer. And she also won senior beef showmanship. Ella Hazley won grand champion heifer. Corin Isley won multiple champion and reserve champion La Mancha and miniature dairy girl honors with poultry honors as well. And we also had many members that competed very highly in showmanship, got champion and reserve honors as well as made the honor group also.
I'm Corin Isley. I am serving as your 26-27 reporter. And after county fair, a lot of us have gone to Indiana State Fair and exhibited our animals there. So Presley Zaring won 3rd overall market steer. Avery Hess won reserve champion landrace barrow and reserve champion Berkshire barrow. Ella Hazley won reserve Maine Angus heifer. And then I won the senior champion La Mancha down there too. And then Jethro Michelin had won champion lightweight goose as well, with multiple poultry and goat honors. And we're just so proud of multiple of our members making the dirt for anything, and it makes us all very proud to send people down to State Fair.
I'm Brindley Penrose, serving as your 2026-2027 Sentinel. Right now we are holding our mom sale, which is one of our biggest fundraisers. We are selling red, orange, yellow, white, and purple mums. They are $10 each, or you can get 3 for $27. The orders are due September 14th, and if you would like to order any,
You can reach out to the chapter, any of the officers or an advisor.
I'm Cam Anderson. I'm serving as your 26-27 treasurer. On September 1st, we're going to be having our chapter kickoff, which this is going to be, we're serving ice cream and just small foods. We're going to have an information meeting all about FFA, and you guys, everybody is welcome. You guys can meet our advisors as well as talk to some of us. We're also hosting DLC this year at the high school. To further see what this is, like the skills we build are public speaking, presentating. That's what our leadership is. Since Ella is our president, we are hosting it this year at Northwood, and we would be very proud to have you as some of our judges.
That's all we got.
All right.
We didn't have it yet.
Nice job, congratulations.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Oh, it's my favorite when you guys come and share all this stuff. It's amazing.
For the Belt Buckles Awards, I see some big ones.
Yeah.
Nice job.
Good color this year, too.
Thank you. Hear that, you know?
I got outvoted.
Freshmen always get outvoted.
How many members do you guys have this year compared to last year? And secondly, shocked that Eli would win a speaking contest. I didn't know you'd like to speak, so well done. But yeah, how many folks do you guys have this year?
We're just starting our membership packets and all of that as we get started here. Last year we had like 60 members, and I foresee probably between 60 and 70. Our freshman group's pretty strong, so I think there's a good large group of freshmen that are coming in, so hopefully they'll be as active as all the others.
Thank you so much for sharing. I mean, as always, you can stick around for an awesome meeting. We got a lot of cool items on the agenda. You can go ahead and take off and leave now if you'd like. Thanks for coming and sharing. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right, the next item on the agenda is the Board of Secondary Preliminary Determination hearing regarding proposed renovations and improvements to school facilities throughout the school corporation, including roofing, paving, HVAC improvements, site and athletic improvements, and the purchase of buses, equipment, and technology, collectively referred to as the project. Anyone wishing to speak during this hearing should ensure they have signed the sign-in sheet at the back of the room and included their name and address. To allow everyone an opportunity to be heard, we ask that comments be limited to 3 minutes and pertain only to the proposed projects under consideration. Notice of this project hearing and preliminary determination hearing was published as required by law on July 29th, 2026 in the Warsaw Times-Union and the Goshen News. At this time, I'll open the floor to public comments regarding the proposed renovations and improvements. I don't know if anybody signed in. Even if you haven't signed in, if you'd like to speak, we will give you that opportunity now. Thank you. The public has been given an opportunity to speak regarding the proposed project. I now declare the public hearing closed. And I ask that the minutes reflect that the public hearing is duly held and closed. With that, next item is to consider the adoption of the public resolution, preliminary determination resolution, and reimbursement resolution as presented.
Make a motion to approve the project resolution, preliminary determination resolution, and reimbursement resolution.
Second.
A motion from John, a second from Trevor. Are there any questions or discussions on that? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. That motion carries 7-0. Next item on the agenda is recognition of visitors and public input. Again, ask that we please sign in prior to the start of the meeting. I will announce each speaker by calling their name and topic and address. Each statement shall be limited to 3 minutes. No participant may speak more than once on any topic. This portion of the board meeting is limited to 30 minutes unless extended by a vote of the board. So we have signed in Stephanie Brown, County 50 Napanee, topic FFA lifestyle judgment. Stephanie?
Hi, I'm Stephanie. I am on the alumni FFA chapter. My husband and I, we both were in Northwood FFA. We heard all of the wonderful children's accomplishments for the year. Unfortunately, it's brought to my attention that they will not be able to attend the national livestock judging competition. It's been denied that they have approval to go. So my question is, how can we reassess this situation that we could get these children to be able to do what they worked so hard for? And I'm not sure exactly what the process is and what the steps are.
Well, right now, we don't know anything about it.
Okay.
So thank you
That's why I'm
for
here.
sharing.
Yes.
Thank you for sharing that. So until we have any information, but thank you for sharing. Appreciate it. That's all that signed in. Was there anybody else that didn't get an opportunity to sign in that wishes to speak? All right. We'll move on. Next item is amendments to the agenda that are at your seats in front of you.
Make a motion to approve the amendments to the agenda.
Second.
I have a motion from John, second. Is that you, Don?
Yep.
Any questions or discussion on those? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. All those opposed, same sign. That motion carries 7-0. Next item is consent items consisting of board minutes, claims, personnel items, professional leave requests, grants and donations, and the amendments to the agenda is just approved.
I'll make a motion that we approve the consent items as presented.
Second.
A motion from David, second from Brian. Any question or discussion on those? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. All those opposed, same sign. That motion carries 7-0. We're going to go out of order just a little bit and move up the discussion portion of the IREAD 3 update so we can help get some people sitting through the meeting.
Trying to like sink into the floor.
You're good. You're fine. Glad to have you and your assistant here.
Yeah.
So turn this over to Gretchen. I'm sorry to throw this on her.
Between you and Dr. Crowder tonight,
Hey.
you guys are just keeping me on my toes.
Somebody's got to do it.
Yeah. All right, well, tonight I just want to present to you our 2026 IRB results and obviously the title, The Best Year Yet. So this year we had a pass rate overall of 96.6% for our IRB results. 227 of 235 students received a passing score. So that is 7.9% above Indiana's rate, but it's more than a test score. This represents more students who are reading on grade level as they exit 3rd grade. More students who are prepared for their next step in school and who are ready to access learning at that next level. And our teachers did a phenomenal job of getting them prepared for that. You can see here on this graph, the last 4 years at Wa-Nee, our percentage of students passing IREAD. So some things that stand out, you can see that 2026 was our highest pass rate in this 4 years that are up here. You can see that from 2024 to 2026, we grew by 7.7 percentage points. And you can see the last 2 years, we were above that 94% threshold. But you can also see a dip there in 2024. Here I'll add Indiana scores so you can see where Indiana has tracked over the last 4 years. And you can see the path that they followed and how they have also grown, but Wa-Nee continues to outpace the state as an overall. There was a slight increase between 23 and 24 for the state, while we did take a dip here in the district. So what happened in 2024 here at Wa-Nee? The test did change between 23 and 24. There was a difference in the test. We had still above average for the state. The state was at 82.5%. We were at 88.9%. But 2024, I wanted to highlight because that gave us information. It gave us information, and these teachers did a phenomenal job of saying that's not good enough. They dove into that information, and they said, what can we do to learn more about it, to get better at it, and they continue to focus on that foundational literacy. They started studying phonics first, they started diving into it a little bit more, and you saw the results. And those results, again, are just more students being prepared for that next level. Again, this test changed a little bit. Some phonics videos were added, test segments changed and became untimed, and the assessment changed in the standards that were assessed between 23 and 24. Again, this shows just the difference, the blueprint design change between 23, 24, and some of the things that I went over already. Again, Wa-Nee compared with Indiana, you can see the overall difference between the two. And so looking at our comparison between our NLC schools and our county schools. So here you can see how we compare to some of the schools in our NLC. You can see that Wa-Nee is in the red there on the far left, and how we have the highest percentage rate. This is for 2026, this current year. And you can see where the other schools have fallen in comparison. And for Elkhart County comparison, you can see one school outperformed us, one school district outperformed us. Wa-Nee again on the far left in red there, and where the other schools fell in comparison. So I am so incredibly proud of how we achieved that 96.6, how they achieved that 96.6%. They put in so much time, so much effort to make sure that they could capture as many students and get them prepared, not just for an assessment, but to get them reading. And talking to these people individually, like, it became their passion to make sure that every single student, they could tell you where every single student was, they could tell you what they needed and what they needed to do to become better readers. And if you ask them any student's name, they could rattle it off for you, I'm sure. So 167 students came into third grade already proficient. So it's not just even our third grade teachers, it's our second grade, our first grade, our kindergarten, getting students prepared. But then our third grade teachers took 48 more students who didn't pass the first time, and they got them to pass in third grade. And then we had 12 more students who were able to pass after continued interventions and some retesting. So that gave us our 227 students for that 96.6% proficient. Again, why that matters, every single percentage is one more students who are ready for that next level. We've talked before about what the research says about students who are prepared in third grade for that next level. They're able to access that content that they start reading in third grade, fourth grade, fifth grade, and so on. And that the research shows that there are more opportunities and more doors open for them as long as we can get them to read by the end of third grade. And so these teachers have done a phenomenal job of getting more students in Wa-Nee ready for that next level. And so I wanted to invite them here today to celebrate them because they put in the work, not me. And so I wanted you to see their faces, give them an opportunity to speak if they want to, not that they have to, but more importantly, give you a chance to see who really did the work, because it's not me, I'm just sharing, and I'm just the messenger for the work that they did. Someone want to share anything? I figured you would all jump.
They're very talkative.
I know.
I'm proud of our staff and just the intentionality during the school year, but then had the opportunity to be part of summer school. I know all of us as principals were part of that journey, and just the intentionality continued on to the summer. They made it enjoyable for the kids. The kids were willing to come back the next day and weren't kicking a screen at the door to come in for more learning, but just ensuring that they made it the best possible experience for them. As Gretchen highlighted, it's not about a number attached to a student. It's about that ability to learn and to read, which opens up the door to reading, to learn information and content. So it's just like that stop point. We just want to get as many captured as we possibly can to get them to that level. So proud of this team of teachers and educators that did it with heart, did it with intentionality, and just didn't give up, because sometimes we're really up against some motivational factors and some external factors that are out of our control. So they put that aside and said, what can we control? And they went after it. So I'm proud of them.
Good job.
I would say too, I mean, sometimes when you get kids that have gone through and you know, the I-learn test is coming, sometimes they might be dreading it. Our kids are ready and they're excited. They have them so confident, and they come in and, yeah, it's a celebration almost of the year that of work that they put into it. But I know Gretchen said it too. I mean, kindergarten starts in kindergarten first, and now we're seeing kids in second grade that are passing it. And so then in third grade, by the time they get through third grade, and just the work that that whole team, K through 3, puts into it. I wish you could see the behind the scenes that everything goes into it.
I guess I'm the third principal and I'm sweating bullets over here trying to see how many Spider-Man pictures and books we can get into. But I realized on the way over when we say that we're a family-oriented place that I really hope that meant we were a family-oriented place. But I think I couldn't echo my colleagues any better that it's more than just a test or a score. It's the future that we can give kids when they learn how to be confident, they learn how to push through challenges. They learn that even when something's hard, if they practice and they ask questions and they don't give up, that they can be more successful. And I think just to echo, it's not a competitive atmosphere. It is these are all of our kids, and that makes it a really special place to work. If there's ideas that we can share with one another, or if a student can go to another teacher for a block of time to get some additional support in some capacity, it's just wrapping our arms around all of our kids to help them be successful and reach their full potential. So I don't know if you dig further into the data, it's so exciting to see the rise in our students who have special education needs passing, the rise in our students who have English language learner needs passing. And so students that sometimes can historically have the odds stacked up against them, to see and feel so proud that they too are capable and successful is particularly special as we continue to see not only the increase overall, but the increase in our students who sometimes it's a little harder to feel confident. And so I just feel incredibly proud of the team. I feel so lucky to have the job that I get to do and to work where I get to work. So thank you for all of the behind the scenes that you do to give us the resources and the capacity and the support to reach this goal too. It's not just us, it's every person sitting in this room that plays a part in that. So thank you for that.
One more note though, you'd think we'd just be able to celebrate, and they should be able to do that. They're already working at that with coaches, interventionist teachers that are already looking at how they can get intervention started right from the start, just to be able to work towards this next one.
And I guess I just want to say thank you, because it is more than numbers. I know those kids, each one of them is a personal story, and the kid matters more than the number. Trust me, we want them to pass. But so many more things go into the passing score than just teaching them how to read. And for all of you principals, because I know you know each of these kids by name as well, as I did. But just, it's the time and the effort that you put into that kid. Not just about their reading skill, but helping them get organized, helping them learn how to cope with things, helping them learn how to come in the classroom and even be prepared to learn, which is going to help them in the long run. So just thank you for that, because that is the effort and the time and the energy that you put in to them, to every single kid, so that they can be successful. And the numbers are great, but the change that you have in their lives, and they won't forget that. So thank you for that.
I want to echo what John said too. My daughter was one of them that struggled, and my wife and I were pretty nervous that she wouldn't pass, but she did. So I know there's other parents that have come to you and have said the same thing. So thank you guys all for your hard work that you put in. And I know, as John said, it's not just about the numbers, it's the time that you guys spent with those kids and the relationships that you've built. So thank you very much for everything you guys are doing.
Yes, thank you so much. Appreciate sharing, appreciate the data. But again, it's shared, appreciate how much good this gives. Probably don't hear this enough. I think I can speak, I don't normally speak on behalf of the board, but I think on this topic I can say on behalf of the board, we appreciate you so much. I don't know that that word gets to you often enough or well enough, but we definitely talk about how much we are blessed to have the teachers in this corporation we have, and we definitely appreciate each and every one of you for all that you do. So, thank you.
Thank you.
Good. And you're more than welcome to stay the rest of the meeting if you'd like. If you'd like to go, you're more than welcome to go. But we'll move on. Thank you for bringing family.
I'm sorry.
No, absolutely, anytime. She can come anytime. No. You got the work for the unit one over again.
Well, Larry with a new coloring book.
Whatever it takes.
How far that gets us.
That's all right. Again, thanks for coming. Appreciate you being here. Okay, now we're going to move on to action items. Correct? Come on, Christian. All right, first item on the action items, we have consider the approval of the updates to the teacher evaluation plan.
So at the last board meeting, I presented the proposed new teacher evaluation plan and the updates that we would like to make. And so at this time, I would like to ask the board's approval in making those updates.
I make a motion that we approve the updates to the teacher evaluation.
Second.
I have a motion from Trevor and a second from John. Are there any questions or discussions on that? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. That motion carries 7-0. Next item is consider the approval of donation of surplus maintenance equipment.
Oh, I'm sorry. You work back, you have a copy of the memo. Sorry, just hold a second there. There is a scrubber, floor scrubber, that we're no longer utilizing. I think the value is estimated to be $250. You all know we have a close partnership with the FCDC. They are in need of a new, or not new, but of a floor scrubber. So before we can make that kind of donation, obviously we need board approval of that. So board pack, you have a copy of the memo. It was John's recommendation, it was my recommendation that we donate that to the FCDC.
I'll make a motion that we approve the donate floor scrubber to FCDC.
Second. A motion from David, a second from Brian. Any questions or discussions on that? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. That motion carries 7-0. Consider the approval of the out-of-state and/or overnight trip request for there's Northwood High School boys and girls cross country, athletic trainers, Northwood sixth grade, the middle school sixth grade students, and then also we have on the additional items, the elementary fifth grade students, Northwood High School FCCLA students, Northwood High School FFA, and Northwood High School FCCLA again.
And I reviewed all these are all in line with our board policy, so I recommend for your approval.
I make a motion that we approve the overnight.
Second.
A motion from Don, a second from John. Any questions or discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. That motion carries 7-0. Next action item is consider the adoption of the school board policy 2623 student assessment.
So this one, I apologize, this was actually 2 board meetings ago, which in our case would have been the first meeting in July since we didn't have a second meeting in July. So at that time, I presented to you the student assessment policy, the changes that were just language updates. I think it referred to it as I-STEP, and we were changing it to I-LEARN, so we're just updating it to current terminology. But then we did not bring it, I did not bring it at the last board meeting, so at this time I'm asking just for approval of that.
Make a motion to approve the adoption of the school board policy 2623 student assessment.
Second.
A motion from Trevor, a second from John. Any questions or discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. That motion carries 7-0. Move on to discussion information. First item, next item, here's the guy read the transportation report. Amy.
The transportation department spent the summer reviewing our routes for safety. There's an Indiana code that asks me to come and tell you that we did that. We're here to tell you that. Also, if there was a need for an elementary student to cross a highway, whether state or U.S., we would need to come and get approval from you, but we do not do that at any age in this district. So we're not asking for that. Just letting you know that we spend a lot of time reviewing those routes and looking for the safest stops we can possibly provide for our students. Getting into the minutes.
Thank you. Thanks. Quickest report by yes. Good day.
Amy, thank you for that annual report that you did. It's required by all, that's riveting.
Next item is the updated principal superintendent evaluation.
In the board packet, you have a copy of an updated rubric for this would be for principals, the superintendents, and directors. I have reviewed this with our principals. It is similar to our current rubric, however, trying to make it more concrete and more accurately reflective of what our current practices are. I think the last revision took place around 2019, and so it's been some time since we've updated this. Trying to make it as streamlined as possible and eliminate as much crossover in the different indicators as possible. So, again, this has been through our process. We will need to bring it back for board approval, but happy to answer any questions you guys may have on this. Okay, hearing none, then we will plan on bringing that back during the next board meeting in September. And that's all we have this evening.
There being no further business come to the attention of the board, a motion to adjourn is in order.
So moved.
Second.
Motion from Don, a second from Trevor and John. All those, any questions? None? Good. All those signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed, same sign. 7-0.